Hello everyone, once again Rajesh here from Chess Academy. I came up with a very interesting game from 7th round of Chess Olympiad 2022. This time I am looking into the women section and I find a very much interesting position and it's on fourth number of board and white is Tania Sachdev of our Indian team. So this is a critical moment of the game in which Tania Sachdev is white and his opponent just played move a4. It seems like Black doing completely okay. His rook on a2 is very strong, and his knight on d7 creating a blockade. So I feel like for White it's really tough to go through any variation because it seems like Black is getting the a3 pawn, and if somebody is playing for a win, that is Black. So first of all, I just like to give you this critical moment and try to figure out or think some plan for white. Take few minutes to 3 minutes and try to figure out any plan that is create some chances for white. And okay, so you guys can think a bit and please put your answers in the chat box. So here what Tanya says they played is King E3. He is simply like not caring for his a3 pawn, but trying to activate his king and try to enter his opponent territory. For example, his main idea being like king d4, king d5, king c6, and try to promote his d pawn, which is his strength. So he just played king a3 in this position, and now his opponent decided to take the a3 pawn and king d4. And here is a very crucial example of king activity we are seeing by sacrificing numerous pawn. White is trying to activate his king as much as possible. Here, what black play is knight f6, not allowing to take on the d5 pawn because he knows that if the king comes to d5 and c6, it's really tough for him to defend the d pawn from promoting to the queen. So white can like try to push all his forces just to promote the pawn on d6. So after knight f6, white played a very interesting move, knight f. Idea is very simple, guys. First of all, he is defending the g3 pawn at the same time creating a threat of knight e3, knight d5. So a numerous threat in a single move, and if you see the rook on d1 is pretty much well placed behind the pawn on d6. That means in future, if I'm able to capture the d5 pawn and my d6 pawn is still alive, I can easily push d7, d8 queen with the support of my rook on d1. So it seems like white each pieces are placing very correctly, and let's see how black can do it. Black played knight f8. Black want to transfer this knight to d7 and try to create a blockade position here. So what white continue here is f5 and black played knight d7 and knight e3 threatening the pawn on d5, and here what black played is very surprising move knight b8. First of all, black is threatening a very serious threat, guys. It seems like white is winning the pawn, but exactly that's not the case. If you go take the pawn, it's a huge blunder. It's a two move tactics, one move tactics, guys. Just think for 1 minute and try to figure out amazing mate on c6. And I think you guys, most of you, just spot it in just 2 seconds that knight c6 is just a checkmate. There is no way the king can escape because the f6 knight is protecting the e4 square and the king has no way to go. So knight d5 is a blunder, and that trick black is applying here. But white is Tanya Sachdev playing for India. He is not going to fall for this small trap. So what he decided to do is he decided to play bishop b6 and try to create some space for his own king to enter on c5 square. So what black played is knight d7 in the hope of that white will continue bishop c5, knight b8, bishop b6, knight d7, trying to at least get a draw from here because he feels like the king on d4 is really active and can create a lot of problem to black position. So here, White played an astonishing move. Like that move simply wins the game or he gets some advantage to White, as per me. So what move White played to create chances for his win? So it's a time to think, all of you guys. 3 minutes for this puzzle. White to play. Figure out a way to continue the game. So Tanya says they figure out a beautiful and innovative way to continue his game. So what Tanya says they played is knight d5. So it seems like White is sacrificing a piece. Knight into d5, king into d5, knight into b6. What's going on? Black is simply a piece of, but already we have discussed that the rook on d1 and the pawn on d6 are so powerful that even if black is having an extra piece, he can't stop my d pawn from promoting. At some point, he has to give up his piece for my d pawn, which gives me some initiative in this position. So king c6 played knight d4, d7, knight e5, king b5, knight d7, rook d7. Again, we came up with a rook endgame where both sides have equal number of pawn. But if you see, black is able to capture the pawn on g3 and even targeting x3 pawn. So in this position, this is what black's trade, but black played rook a1. Black tried to promote this pawn instead of capturing the g3 and s3. He just don't want to give counterplay like king a4, b5, b6. But anyway, white create a very definite trade here by playing check and king a5. And here, if you see what is White's idea, guys, I feel like if Black try to push his pawn to A2, White will try to defend it with the second rank or even the third rank and try to promote this pawn. Any move that Rook moves from here, I'm going to capture the A2 pawn. For example, in this position, what Black played is G6, but let's say Black continues A3 or B5, A2, then maybe the idea of Rook D2 is there, and with the idea of King A6, B6, King A7, B7. Whenever you move your Rook from here, I'm going to capture the pawn. And you can't move your Rook with check because my King is very well placed on the A5. So that kind of understanding Tanya Sachdev force in this book and game that is very much amazing. So after king a5, black continued g6 and Tanya Sachdev again prioritize his b pawn rather than defending his g pawn or exchange pawns. He knows that once his b pawn run b5, b6, b7, it is really difficult for his opponent to stop that. Gf5 and now b6 played in the game, rook b1 and rook d3. An important move rook d3. White's idea is very clear, rook a3, rook a4, rook b4 and try to promote his pawn. Another idea may be king a6, king a7, b7, b8 win. Very simple, right? So king g6, rook a3, king f6, king a6. Now again, I have a very much clear idea, king a7, b7 and b8. So black has to stop my idea. He came king e5, rook into f4, king d5, b7, king c6, attacking the b7 pawn, rook c4 check, king d7, and rook c5. So he tried to interpose here to promote the pawn to b8. That's what white is saying. Black played a check, rook a5, rook into a5, king into a5, king c7, and here king a6, king b8. So what do you think, guys? What is the assessment of this endgame? So white has an extra pawn on the queen side and black has three pawn against the two pawn. But the real problem of black pawns are they are double pawn and is unable to create a pass pawn on the king side. So you know guys, I can sacrifice this pawn and bring my king to capture all this pawn. And this concept we know as known as the fox in the chicken coop, a very known concept to all of you in the king and pawn endgame. So here, what white played is king b6, h4, and h5. The point is that to force black to play f4, takes on f4, f5, and king c6, winning. And if he play f6 in this position, then also white can play king c6. But guys, remember here f5 is a sure shot blunder. It will provide a stalemate situation for black. So we should not fall for such small trades after playing such a wonderful game, right? So we should take care of the all the stalemate trick of our opponent and play accordingly. So what black played here is f5. If he play f5 in this position, then white will simply continue king c6, king a7, and king c7 with a winning advantage. And if black continue f6 also, we will go king c6 and f5. We can even sacrifice the pawn on a b7 and try to capture all the pawn and create a winning advantage. So this is how black loses his game and white Tania Sachdev give a full point to his team by such an amazing game. And guys, what the most important thing I learned here from here is no counterplay. When you feel like something you are losing, you should create some counterplay. And another important thing I learned from this game is king activity. Even though at the cost of one pawn or two pawn, if your king is more active in an endgame, it can create lot of threats and it can give you like uncertain counter plays and ways to win the game very easily. King activity is a must in each and every end game. I will suggest you guys. So we learn a lot from Tanya Sachdev today, and I think like India team won very smoothly. Indian women team against this team. I think by 3-1 score. So okay, so that's the game analysis of today, guys. So hopefully you guys are enjoying my today video of this beautiful end game and that conversion of a typical endgame to a win. So if you guys have any feedback or any comment, please do comment and please let us know what's like what you are thinking about the position and all. And don't forget to put a like and subscribe to our channel. And we will meet again in our next video with a new topic. Till then, have a great day. See you again. Bye bye.